Why does my back hurt so much? I think it's because I'm sitting up straight. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like I got a lot of love on my last video and I want to say thank you so much. If you've come back, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I'm just really happy to be here. And if you're new here, welcome. My name is Kara. Go back and watch my first video that I posted last week. So the goal is to be posting one video a week. We'll see how that goes, but you can expect to see a new video from me weekly. Today we are going to talk about my 2024 reading goals. I just want to set the record straight, and I think it'd be fun to kind of have a video to get me into the new year and hold me accountable. And then if I look back on it later next year and see if I've met my goals or not, I think that would also be kind of fun to do. So that's why we're doing this video today. And I also think, you know, it's another way for you guys to get to know me and know some of my goals and help keep me accountable too. So yeah, let's just get right into it. I kind of ranked these by most important. So I'm just going to start with the first one that I want to do. It looks like I don't have a shirt on. I do have a shirt on. The first goal that I have for myself in 2024, that's not necessarily a reading goal, but it has to do with this channel and my reading, is to start a platform and be consistent with uploading and being involved and creating content. And I'm already doing that. I'm one step ahead so far, so that's great. But the key for me is that I want to be able to be consistent in 2024. I don't want to overdo it, so that's why I'm trying now to get videos up for you weekly to make sure that it's something I can actually do. So yeah, that is one of my biggest goals just in general. That doesn't really have to do with reading, but the more I upload, the more content I'll have for you to see of me reading, and that'll probably get me to read more books too. So, and then I also really want to read one book at a time. I have developed a really bad habit of reading multiple books at once and just being indecisive and not being able to commit. And so I am doing this now where I'm only reading, I finally taken everything else off of my currently reading. I've DNF'd some books that I've needed to DNF, and that we'll talk about that one later. But yeah, I just want to be reading one book at a time because I think it just slows down my reading if I'm reading multiple things at once. It gets distracting, and then I'm more likely to DNF a book if I do that, because then I'm like not as invested as in what's going on. And even though I did that, I read multiple books at once this past year and still managed to read 100 books basically. I just think it would be more beneficial if I don't do that moving forward. Piggybacking off of that, I want to read at least 100 books in 2024. I did it this year. So at the time that I'm filming this, I am reading my 100th book right now. So I don't know if by the time I upload this, I'll be finished with reading it because I just started it. But I mean, I have, today is December 16th. I have plenty of time to finish that book before the end of the year, so I'm just gonna go ahead and say 100 books were read in 2023. I can definitely do it, so at least 100 in 2024, if not 200. I am not setting my Goodreads goal to be 200 books because that would be insane and a lot of pressure, but I know I can read 100, and so I'm just gonna probably keep it at that, maybe raise it up to 150. I haven't decided yet, but we'll see. We're just gonna see. We are not gonna put too much pressure on my reading because reading has become really competitive in this space of the internet, I've noticed. Not necessarily on booktube, more on book talk and bookstagram, but I mean, it's not a competition. It's more just like I had a goal for myself that I wanted to hold myself to. And for the next year, since I reached that goal, I just want to see how much I can read of my own volition without having like a you have to read this many books goal. And then I have another video coming out about this soon, but I do just want to pop it in here real quick. There are 24 specific books that I need to read in 2024. They are books that have been on my TBR for a really long time, books that I'm looking forward to reading, I just haven't gotten to, and so I want to prioritize them in 2024. But be on the lookout for that video. I'm really excited about it. The next one is that I really want to read my Physical TBR, and as you can see behind me is my Physical TBR. All of these books up here I've read already. I haven't read these, and I haven't read these, and actually all of these I haven't read, but some of them are library books. These are library books, actually. These two are library books. Ooh. The rest of them I own, so I really want to get through my Physical TBR this year because a lot of these books I've had for a couple years now, and they're just sitting collecting dust on my shelf and they need to be read. The next goal that I have that I've already also kind of started doing is I want to review books more, like on Goodreads and other platforms, like on my Bookstagram. I don't know. I just want to review more books. It's never really been something that I've done. And of course, having a YouTube platform, I will be reviewing books for you while I read them, but I also just want to be able to post those on Goodreads and have more cohesive thoughts, like in a written review format. Writing is something I've always enjoyed, and so I think I'd be good at it, and it's a muscle that I want to flex some more in 2024. And I also want to, with certain books, especially nonfiction books, I want to annotate them more and take more notes so that I'm getting more out of what I'm reading instead of just blasting through them. Another goal I have is to step out of my comfort zone more often. I just recently did this with reading Chainsaw Man, and you will see more of that in my reindeer readathon vlog that's coming up as well. That's the prompt. One of the prompts in the reindeer readathon was to read a book that you wouldn't normally go for. It was a bonus prompt. And so I did, and I actually really liked it. And so I kind of want to branch out more, read more mangas, read more nonfiction like I have been this year. Just read more books that maybe might surprise me. Also with Allie Hazelwood, I did that this year and was super pleasantly surprised. So I don't want to be so judgmental about books that I think I might not like, because I probably will. I also would love to finish series that I'm in the middle of. I'm really not in the middle of too many, but there are a few, and I might make a separate video about that at some point, but I like to finish series when I start them, like read them all at once instead of spreading them out. Like right now I'm reading Caraval, but I don't have plans to finish that series before the end of the year. So I'll want to finish that in 2024, if that makes sense. If I decide to continue with the series, of course. Just throwing that one out there. I also, like I mentioned earlier, I need to learn how to DNF more, because life is just simply too short to read books that you don't like or that are a waste of time. And it can be hard to tell when a book is being a waste of time while you're reading it, because you want to believe that there's something there. But if I'm not feeling it, I'm gonna DNF it, and that I just need to learn how to be okay with that. The final one that I have is that I really want to stay off my phone. I think even though, like I said, I read 100 books this year, I feel like I could read more because I spend so much time on my phone when I could be reading, and it's just a problem. It's another kind of like more life goal that I have. I bookended my bookish goals with more lifey ones at the end there, but I just want to unplug a little bit more, because that's one of the reasons why I love reading, is because it just is my own little safe space outside of the internet and social media and, you know, all the craziness. So I would love to be able to spend less time on my phone and more time reading. And yes, if you're wondering, that means I will probably be doing some replacing my screen time with reading vlogs. I have a lot of really good ideas. Side note, I mean, you've probably heard me talking about them a little bit while we're talking about my goals, but I have so many good ideas for this channel, and I am just really excited to get to filming them. So I just can't wait for us all to see together what's in store for my channel, and I hope you stick around. to see it. That concludes my little brief 2024 reading goals video. Like I said, I think this will be fun to look back on and just have on the channel so that y'all can, you know, see what get an idea of what I'm trying to get up to in 2024. It's just really, when it comes down to it, is just read as many books as I possibly can, have a fun time, and share with you guys about it. So yeah, that's all I have for today. Thank you so much for being here. I'd love to see you next time, and make sure to give me a follow on my socials in the description, and hit that like button and subscribe, you know, all the YouTube things. But yeah,